everybody. We're back again with another day. Today, the Fed chair speaks. So, what do I have drawn out? Yesterday we ended up pushing up into the wick of this order block on ES. Then we displaced downwards. Made a pretty big candle, sweeping out most of the liquidity. Price believing to want to tap into this new week opening gap. On ES, we already did tap into it, so that's something. But basically, I measured out ICT standard deviation, and we're at the -1 range. So not sure if price wants to just go up, but it looks like we probably might manipulate up to this 4-hour fair value gap and then push back down. So could be the draw today. Yeah, that's kind of like what my basis is, but I'm not sure. We are under true day open and 8:30, so yeah, not really sure what we could do. We're in the higher time frame range right here on the huge time frame, so we'll just have to wait and see what price wants to do. Saw price go down and take previous day low, tap into some PD arrays into this new week opening gap. Now we have a market structure shift on the 1 and 2 minute. I see this fair value gap right here that's been respected a few times, so I'm thinking we could come back down and tap it. But we could also go ahead and possibly tap this fair value gap in equilibrium. So I'm not entirely sure. If I were to put this right here, be 500. So we might just keep it there, but as price continues to rise, we could end up pushing and possibly getting tapped. Yeah, so we might just end up putting our limit order right here. With 3 contracts. Yeah, it looks like more higher confluence, to be honest. Tapping into that order block aligned with that fair value gap. So, yeah, this looks like a decent trade. Stop loss of 70 points. Yes, it's just super volatile, man. But let's see if we can maybe get a retracement, possibly to this level. I know it is Powell speaking today, but you know, it is what it is. But I'll update you guys. Did everybody? So what happened? We did end up forming a market structure shift right here on the 2 minute and the 1 minute, leaving a fair value gap unfilled. So I originally had my thing right here, my order right here, up around before price ever swept these equal highs. But looks like price never really chose to continue. Well, never chose to retrace before continuing and sweeping upwards. Um, so it's a bit tricky now. The only PD array really below premium of this high range on the 5 minute, oops, is this 5 minute fair value gap. So I put my order in between this and aligned with a 2 minute FVG as well. The 2 minute and 3 minute are pretty much aligned. So I just put it at that one. Pretty hefty stop loss, like 100 points, because NQ is really volatile. So we can see if we get a retracement up, possibly tap into London highs, but you know it's difficult because of the higher time frame range. As you can see here, this entire range, boom, boom, boom. We just tapped the 50% mark of it. So it's really a bit tricky, man, to see if we even want to trade this. Yeah, it's quite tricky, man. I'm gonna go ahead and mark out Let's see if we hit equilibrium. All right, we hit equilibrium of ES as well. So yeah, it's really just a matter of being patient, I guess. Waiting to see if moves are gonna hit. If they're not, you know how it is. But I'll update you guys if anything, if we get entered or if we end up not taking a trade today, seeing as the Fed's gonna start speaking soon. I probably would rather not trade while he's speaking. So, but I'll keep you updated. So, we ended up pushing upwards a little bit, but we never ended up sweeping London high on NQ, whereas on ES we did, forming an SMT. So I have now switched up my little analysis into thinking that price could end up retracing down. I don't really want to wait for this to be a huge move since the Fed is probably going to speak. So I'm going to just take this really small trade, a 1 to 4 down here to the sell side liquidity, which is resting just above equilibrium of this range. Let's go ahead and put sell side liquidity. Now, it looks like the model does want to possibly push up into this. So I'm not entirely sure. Equilibrium is resting right there at that sell side. So I'm thinking price could end up pushing our way down back there, or we could end up getting stopped. But it's a lower RR risk than if I were to wait until this were to get retraced back into. So I think I would rather take possibly this setup, just because we have this bearish 4-hour PD array as well, really above London highs. And yeah, so we're gonna see how this plays out if we want to end up pushing down towards our buy limit or not. So we will end up seeing what price wishes to do. But yeah. People say to put the stop loss even a little bit lower if you want, but you know what, I'm just gonna leave it there. We're gonna see if this trade plays out. Just at least going down to just the low hanging fruit, which is down here on the sell side. So I will update you guys. Our counter trend idea ended up not working. You know, unfortunate, but we did end up putting our stops to break even right here. So my idea was to at least reach down into the equilibrium, the closest PD array in equilibrium, which would be this 15-minute. Not even in equilibrium, but just above equilibrium. Honestly, a low-hanging fruit right there. We could have targeted maybe, you know, this low right here if we really wanted to, but possibly 30-point move, not bad. But I did what I did. So the trend clearly wants to go up and sweep London highs. But that is our trade for the day. We did not lose any money, which is still a good idea. And it was the Fed day, so I didn't really have hopes in even finding a setup on this day, but being the Fed speaking. But good thing we had a decent setup at the end right here. Price really just doesn't look like it wants to give us a retracement level, just straight pushing towards liquidity up at this London high level. So that's pretty much it for the day. Technically we lost 20 cents, but you know, just 20 cents. Zero on the day. Thank you everybody. Have a great one.